A few years ago, my elder brother passed away in India. His son lives and works here in the Philippines, same country that I live in. Unfortunately for me, that day, I couldn't go and attend the final rites of my brother in India. So I decided to visit his son and pay him my condolences personally. This was 7 years ago. Now, my brother's son lived in a neighborhood where there were two entries, one for a car and one for pedestrians. It was late in the night, so I approached his residence I drove towards his residence through the pedestrian entry. And then I called him from that corner and I said, son, come and see me and let's share a moment together about my brother. He said, okay, I'm coming out, said my nephew. And I parked my car there. It was late in the night. I parked my car, and on a ledge there, a little concrete thing, I sat down. Obviously, I was sad, and obviously, I was thinking about my relationship with my brother and how it was, things that people think. Now, at that same moment, on that street corner, there was a bunch of Filipino kids playing. It was about 9 p.m. They were playing outside their house in the street lights. They saw me, and a bunch of them, at least 7 of them, they stopped and they walked towards me. And in Tagalog, they asked me, is everything okay, kuya? And I looked up, and obviously there was sadness in my eyes, but I smiled and I said, yes, it is. And yet they stood there, concerned, caring, feeling my feelings. And then suddenly, one of them reached out, took my hand, and made mano. Now, if you don't know what that means, you need to look it up in the Filipino culture. To make mano is to pay respect and show care for the elderly. Now, I don't want to be called elderly, but at that moment, yes, in comparison to those kids, I was. But their little act of kindness, of generosity, of compassion, or malasakit, as we call it here in the Philippines, touched me, moved me massively. And even though a large portion of me was sad for my brother, mourning for my brother, suddenly there was this little thing that said, hey, life is still beautiful and there are people who care, and my brother probably went to a good place. Now, why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because stories are powerful in society and in business. They leave a long-lasting impression on your mind, body, and soul. This act, that scenery, that evening, I've never been able to wipe it off from the desktop or from the hard disk of my mind. And I love stories. I'm not using these stories to tell you how powerful stories are or how powerful storytelling is. I'm telling you this because I would like you, as a leader, as a business person, to lean on stories, to promote values, to live out your values, to share your values, to publish your values of your corporation, your organization, through stories, through business stories or personal stories, such as this one. You can take your projects, you can take your processes, you can take your people and convert them into stories and make them a living thing forever. My name is Raju Mandhyan. I live and work in the Philippines. I'm a coach and a learning facilitator, and I'm doing a workshop in your city called corporate storytelling, and I'll tell you, or I'll share with you on how to tell powerful stories. Please look me up, and I'd be happy to have you as my guest. Thank you for watching.